And that chair's wet. Right here. Bring it here, fuckhead. Come on, bring it here. Bring it here. I suck at throwing it. I don't like him being under that tree. It's a Sequoia right here. And never dies back, and all the other ones get hit really hard by the cold. And they come back from the roots, but this one never got hurt, I guess because it's in a warm spot. But it's too much shade and it never flowers. They call that Sequoia. It's from India. Jackfruit relative. It's a good fruit if you get them just right. No flowers this year. That's a tree though. I remember putting it there. It's like I always forget about it all the time. It's getting real tall, but no flowers yet, you know? It'd be nice if it fruited. What are you doing over there? Now I'll tell you about these trees right here. One year I went to John Kimber's house and he gave me a bunch of seeds from his Sabra tree. They were Sabra seeds. And I planted the seeds because I wanted to just have some rootstocks. There was no other reason. He had so much fruit, so many seeds. He's like, they're going to waste, Adam. You can have these seeds. I took the seeds and I planted them. And then this is what came out. Trees that look like this. They look more like Trunciflora. They look a lot like Trunciflora more than anything. But the thing is he doesn't have a Trunciflora tree. He doesn't have Trunciflora in his collection. And so he had a fruiting Grimmel at the same time. And possibly a fruiting red. But I think these are more along the lines of a Grimmel than red. I don't remember him having his red fruiting so much. Anyhow, this is what you get when you get the Grimmel blood with the Sabra. Comes out superficially, looks like Trunciflora, but it's not Trunciflora. See these new leaves? How they kind of weepy, long. But this is not Trunciflora. This one's ready for a bigger pot. Some of them did, these I had did really, really poorly because I used native soil. Native soil is not good. This is a cool looking one here. Where look at the leaf. Doesn't quite look like a Sabra. Somewhere in between. Anyway, this is a cool looking one here too. I like that one there. This is a cool one here. I like this one, the way it looks. Really nice leaves on it. It looks a lot like Sabra, but not really. Especially when you see the new growth, I guess. It's a cool one here too. I really like this one. It's got like the lime green, like a Grimmel, and like the leaf is very, very unique. I like this one a lot. This is one of my favorite ones right here, for sure. I like the way it grows. I like the way it feels when I touch it. I like that one. Thanks, Chris. Someone asked what kind of hybrid Rex is. They had him for sale on Craigslist, and it was just years ago, and he was they had a picture of a pug and an Australian Shepherd, and they said he was a pug and an Australian Shepherd, and I said, oh, what a funny mix. I'm gonna get that dog. And I got him because he looked like Triumph, the comic dog. I kid. Do you remember Triumph, the little puppet dog? That's what he looked like when he was a puppy. And I said, dang, that dog looks like a perfect, like, Rottweiler kind of. I was like, whatever, I'll take him. He looks cute. I went to get him, and I figured he'd stay small because he's a pug mix. Well, they're fucking liars. First off, he had hookworm real bad. He had liquid shit. Like, I can't believe he didn't shit the car on the ride home, because I had to drive about an hour to get him. Because when I got home, bro, he shat every 30 minutes on the minute. Like, you had to take him out to shit. He was gonna explode. And he was always trained somehow. Like, he never shat in the house. Like, I could always tell when he needed to go, and I'd always take him out. Like, there was no issue in potty training him. He was real quick to get potty trained. But he had hookworm, almost a fatal case of hookworm. And they just gave him to me and didn't say shit about it. And like, he's an Australian Shepherd and a pit bull. He's basically just a pit bull, but I can guarantee you he has Australian Shepherd. He's got Australian Shepherd blood in him, because that's where it's his mannerisms. If you've ever seen another Shepherd, he's just like one. He's got this habit about, he won't sit still. He's not like snuggly and cuddly like a pit bull. And he's got the brindle markings. You see his chest is like a brindle. Rottweilers don't have that. And then everyone thinks he's a Rottweiler, but Rottweiler's fur is also longer. He don't got that long ass Rottweiler fur. He's not a Rottie. He just looks like a Rottie. He's a fucking pit bull. He's a mix. Australian Shepherd pit mix. And he hates other dogs. But he gets along with some. But most other dogs he hates. And he's food aggressive. He came food aggressive. He's wild as shit. If like another animal tries to come near his food, he goes nuts. He goes nuts, so. Anyone know what kind of tree this is? Let's take a pop quiz for you motherfuckers. Anybody know what kind that is? Hell, tell me what kind of ant that is. Yep, Abel got it. Good job. All right, next we're gonna keep doing the quizzes. Abel has got 1 point so far. Let's do an easy one. Does anyone remember what the kind of tree this is over here? Look at this one. That one, the big one. This one right here. This one right here. It's getting really tall. This is a really pretty tree, man. You want to talk about on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really pretty? This thing's like a freaking 9.9. You cannot beat that, bruh. Anyone know what that is exactly, precisely? No, it's not Trunciflora. That's just Trunciflora right here. That's Trunciflora. Matter of fact, Phaeranthropranca bronca. No, I got one of those in a pot. ESALQ, Bill got it. Yeah, Bill, that's the ESALQ. It is a Phaeranthropranca, but not the bronca. That's ESALQ. The thing about the Phaeranthropranca is the leaves aren't like You see the shine on these leaves? Now remember, take a mental note. Look at when I move these. The Phaeranthera branca has a much more brilliant appearance. These are like a matte finish. They're not brilliant. And the new growth is kind of like real fuzzy. If you come over to the Phaeranthera branca, look at the shine. The shine on the leaf, it's more brilliant. See the brilliance? And look at the size of the leaf is even bigger. See, it's got like a more shinier and a lighter green color. This tree's got to be moved. Got to be moved a little bit. It's always been a nice tree. It's got to be flipped around a little bit here. Look at the new growth comparatively. There's Phaeranthera branca next to the ESALQ, and it just has a different color to it. A little bit less fuzzy when it comes out. In person, it's a lot easier to tell, but that's the new growth on the Phaeranthera. Let's take a look at some of these loquats. I had some big ones. See if something pecked them yet. I've been trying to hide them over here. Some Avery fruit that's been getting destroyed, but they need to go a little longer, and every time I let them go, something pecks them, so I may as well just take them off. It's early. Shit. These are the best. These are really good. And I'll cut this part off that got pecked. I'll cut that off, and I'll eat these. But unfortunately, I have to eat them early. But I want the seeds on them. I wrapped these ones up because I can't lose these. These are real big. I'm gonna try to put these in my pocket. But this is those are the biggest ones. Here. Look at the size of that. And then this one's a real long, super long one there. Isn't that crazy? I've never seen them so long. Like a darned avocado. Anyhow. And then this is my cocktail tree. You got Sabra rootstock. You see the Sabra rootstock? Red on one side, Trunciflora on the other. And the red is flowering. The red's been flowering and fruiting for many years now. But the Trunciflora has not flowered yet, and it's very big, and it's like taking over the tree. Take another look at that. There's the Trunciflora side. It grows at twice, maybe 3 times the speed of the red. You got to prune it back all the time. And I've been cutting it back and all this shit, and it hasn't flowered yet. It's not a good match to have the two as a cocktail tree, because you see one got stunted, and it does flower and fruit it does well. This side does, but this side just grows like a beast, and it does never fucking fruit or flower. So it would have better to just separate them and not have them together. But that's just for those 2 varieties. You could do a cocktail tree, but I kind of recommend against it unless you're in like a pinch and you have to do it. In certain cases it might work, but I tend to stay away from the cocktail trees. Kind of a pain in the ass if you ask me. Tripping over shit. That there is a Sapukaya, which needs to go in a bigger pot. I'm kind of just finding a place for it. A lot of leaves falling on the ground. And then this is, we called this one Carlos, just simply because the guy that sent me the seeds' name was Carlos, and I didn't know what it was. So I had no other choice but to just kind of assign a name to it from the guy who gave it to me. It looks a lot like Grimmel. It's a nice strong tree. It did really well through the cold. So hopefully they fruit soon. I always liked the trees a lot. Really slow growers. And I've got some hybrids over here that were supposed to be hybrids of the this tree's fruiting. This is some kind of hybrid. I don't know what. It could be like a Fetrantha and a Sabra maybe. I think some of these were some Sabra hybrids possibly that I pulled aside. Kind of hard to tell, if anything, but I've had these for a while. And they were pulled aside for looking unique. They need to get pulled out of here. Kind of waiting to see how this shade house works out. I hope it does me well. Quaimuck that got burned by the cold seems to do that every year and then come back. So we'll see. This is that real the big leaf pitanga. I planted it out and put that dog cage around it with shade cloth. And we actually slipped it right over the tree. You can see the grate. It goes, we had to like guide the tree through the holes. Kind of crazy, but it is working. The leaves are huge on that. I know that chicken. She's I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. This chicken's got a vet appointment to get her foot worked on. She's got a bumblefoot. She hides it really well, but she's got this infection in her foot that's fucking with her. She's almost 6 or 7 years old. She's definitely 6 years old, going on 7. So she's one of my special chickens. And she is the matriarch, the mama chicken to all these, she's had a lot of kids, put it to you that way. Because she's the only one with that mohawk, and if they have a mohawk, it came from her. And I got a lot of them with mohawks that come from her. Oh, that's Pinky. That's her daughter right there. Come on up. Do you jump up anymore? No, she don't want to jump up. That's a bold chicken there. Let that stray dog come fuck with that chicken. I'll put a hole in its head. I really don't want that to happen, but this stray dog came and killed my chicken, but it was one of these asshole chickens like this, a seal over here. This woman chicken. I wasn't too, look at it, tore all the feathers off of his ass. That's a dog did that, tore his ass off. A stray dog came and tore his ass off. That's a good chicken whose ass got torn off. I like that chicken. Rex, come! I think there's a delivery, and the delivery driver's usually scared of Rex. Rex! Rex, come! Rex, come! Get over here. Come on. Good boy, go inside. Some of them really like Rex, but other ones are scared shitless. Sorry about the dog. He's friendly, but no one wants a dog. Sorry about that, man. I really appreciate you. Have a good one. You too, have a great day. Yeah, he wasn't having that shit. He's like, I'm not getting out of the fucking car. That's how you don't get your package delivered. Oh, it goes the other way. Dairyland vacuum pump oil. Come on back out. Come on out. In you go. Hey, old lady, they're pulling on your head and making you bleed? I'll kick their ass. Sorry, babe. You don't ever let me hold you. She's a fighter. Tony. Man, that one's ass is bald. Dog tried to kill him. I don't know about the cow manure. I've never tried it. I'd be afraid. I'd be very afraid. Who knows what's in the feed? I don't know, maybe it's good. I never used it. Chicken manure, the way I've always gone, and just use a little bit and put it around the edges, not right under the tree. Put it further around that ring and just use a little bit. Don't use too much. You know, always put chicken manure around them in a little bit, all the time, little bit, far away from the edge, not right at the base, okay? That's what I've always done. And then if the chicken, I mean, you can put it on fresh, like sopping shit wet, but if you let it compost, you can put it right around the base, but that's after it's aged. You gotta let it age. A little bit hot in here, not bad. And take a quick look at what's grafted. This one's drying out. Some of these Batungas drying out. I'll fix that on the way out. Looking good. Action on that. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. We should have some stock here coming up. I thought something came in and broke that graft, but that's just how the scion goes. It bends like that. I was like, oh shit, it's broken. Nah, it just goes like that. You gotta be real careful too and pull these weeds around them when they're like that, because the weeds really can just not be good. And be careful when you're reaching over, you don't break anything, but pull these weeds. Get your hand real low. Look at that one there. Isn't that cool? Yeah, things are coming together pretty well. Ah, this is bad though. See this one right here? I feel like it got something happened where it got too hot or something. Or maybe the scion was bad from the get-go. That one got, that one got fucked. And I don't know if it was heat. Maybe it was heat. This spot over here gets pretty hot. Anyhow. It's okay. You're gonna expect some grafts that gotta fail. You can't make them all take. So far, the success rate looks pretty good. Some of these don't like the heat. I think the Gardneriana maybe is not a fan of the high heat. This one's got some ants on it, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Flowers. I'll say almost a little dry in here, maybe. Not horribly dry, but a little dry. Gotta come in and hit suckers and pull weeds. It's part of the game. Or you're gonna have a poor grafts. So far, I'm pretty thankful. I mean, I'm always thankful, but I'm like looking good. It's like it needs a little water. This backside gets a little dry. These are coming up. Looks like a nice variegated. I'm gonna have to come through and hand water this, I believe. Ooh, that's good. I've never grafted one of those. That's a navel. Navel. Grafted navels coming out. That's real good. Those would be a hot ticket item. You're not gonna find a lot of them. What are they calling this one, guys? Navel. It looks so weak when it comes out. Sometimes that's just how it goes at first. Another hot ticket item is your watermelon. Got some of them coming up. I haven't grafted any of those before. Probably need to do some more of those actually today and just squeak out what I can. I've got some small rootstocks. I'm about to throw that water on. Some of these look pretty dry. Gotta love that pattern, huh? Still holding on to the dream there, buddy. Ants got on that. Okay, time to hand water. Come over to this corner. Flick this switch. Make sure that's righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, alright. A lot of this stuff's gonna have to be pulled out of the greenhouse soon. Gotta spend some money on some fertilizer, things like that. All in all, it's been a pretty good winter. Not over yet. There's some cold coming our way still, but nothing crazy. I heard it's just like a frost, which I'm actually excited to get some cool air. It's been really, really hot. And that cool air will be good for these grafts in the greenhouse. They'll enjoy that cool temperature. I think I've lost just a couple from being too dry and too hot. So, we do what we can. You know. Trees the water here. Gonna make our way over to the grafts. Bilimbi tree. There's a beautiful green lizard over there. I should probably fertilize all this stuff too. But so I'm probably gonna do that next. Just come in with a light amount of fertilizer and just hit all the tops of the soil with a little bit, like a scoop, you know? Tell you what, there's a lot of trees I'm waiting on to flower and fruit that I just don't know how the fruit's gonna be, but I know there's something special. I got a lot of them I'm still waiting on for them to flower and fruit so I can kind of give them a name and start to market them. But that's just years away, I guess. This is one of them right here. This is a grafted tree from a tree that I believe is a Sabara Grimmel hybrid. And I've got a lot of Sabara Grimmel hybrids. So it'd be interesting to see what comes of that tree. It's been a long time in the making. I'm gonna wet these down, cool them down, make sure nothing's dried out. I've got a lot of stock on the ground in here that I'm gonna move out. Ooh, look at this tree dried out. Big one dried out, it looks like. Wonder why. It's not that special of a tree anyway, but wonder why it dried out and not anything else. Maybe it got overwatered, but it's just a shit tree anyway. Yeah, a lot of this stuff's got to be pulled out of here. And I see some that are just drying out over here in the back. I got to pull them. I'll do that on the way out. A little crowded in here, and they don't like that. It's dark, it's crowded. Now that the winter's kind of passing, got to get it out of here. I'm going to check on a couple things here. Drop the hose. Turn it off. Now I want to see what's up with these trees that are drying out. Just in a small pot. Little shit trees in small pots. We'll step those up. Something else that was dried out. Let's look at that. This tree must have just dried out. Yeah, it's light as hell. It's alive. It just root bound. That thing dropped its leaves. These live through that though. Literally all I have to do is put it on the ground. We'll probably take it outside. All right. Here we go. He may have... There's a spider hanging on to me. I don't know if you can see it. He's on for the ride. It's just kind of cruising. Hasn't dropped yet. It's on me now. Okay, this got to be repotted. Good thing there's some soil over here. We'll see if it comes back. I know this one's all right. The other one, not so much. Got a nice pot here. There's some soil. Put a tree in it. This will be fine. I can tell it's gonna live. It's gonna live. Just needs to be watered real good. We'll go check on that tree later on. And let's see if we got this one to fit. This one here. Got one more tree. Come on out, little guy. Dang, this soil's awful dry. What kind of tree this is, I don't even know. All right, now let's get this some water. Put it right there. And then kick the water on them. Water a couple things. I like the shade house. Nice and cool. I'm gonna tear these tables out right here. I might leave these tables, but I am gonna take this one out and throw this away. These tables I might leave. Those are beautiful tables still. They're still pretty good. So I might leave them tables, but I'm definitely taking this one out. And then this one maybe too. I may take out these two. Then I'll have some nice cinder blocks. away with it. Hey, I just need this. How you doing?
Good.
Just need the seeds out of it. Only a couple for that big fruit. Something had pecked at that one. But I got this one here. Yeah, it's got a big screen door. Just so the chickens don't go in. It's really good. She's got a vet visit scheduled for her bumblefoot. It's coming up. It's looking worse and worse every day, but we're gonna get it 2 more days and she's in, because it wasn't an emergency. That Roo got fucked. Yes, good fruit. These are good too. Green. It's really good when you haven't had anything to eat. Really good to cook with.